Good morning, students. Continuing with the same chapter, Chapter 2, Indian Economy, 1950 to 1990. We are continuing the slides of this PPT. Uh, we are done with our solutions to solve problems in agriculture, problems under Green Revolution, and importance of subsidies. Till this we are complete. Now, today we are going to start with the industrial development. Industrial development, we should know the background that during the British rule, the industrial sector, there was development only in some, there were only some private people who actually caused the development. Private efforts were there. Britishers were not interested to develop the industrial sector. So there was an iron and steel firm in Jamshedpur and the other was in Calcutta or Kolkata, but apart from that there were no efforts done in this particular industrial sector. So a country like India, which is a developing country, we all know, there is a requirement for the development of industrial sector. Why? Because it will create more employment, give more employment, stable employment to the people rather than agriculture, and it is also very important for the overall increase in the production of goods in the economy, improving the standard of living of the people, and also bringing technology will modernize the entire economic system. So that is very important. Because of this reason, industrial development was taken as a very important step in the 5-year plans that we are doing. Planning here, we are talking about the economic planning of the country after independence. So in that regard, industrial development became very, very important. So we are here referring to the role of actually the public and the private sector. What was the importance of the private sector and what was the importance of the public sector? Public sector we mean by the government. Private sector we understand by the individual efforts, like the private are the normal individuals, me and you. If we want to set up an industry, this is a private sector. If the government is setting up an industry, it is a public sector. So when India got independence, the investment required in industry is huge, and in India the people, the individuals, they did not have that much amount of capital to put into the industrial development. So there was a requirement of the government or the public sector to encourage industry, to set up the industry. So in planning, the government extensively was involved in the development of the industrial sector. So what was the shortcomings during that period, because the private was not able to take a good role into it, and why the importance of government sector or the public sector is there? Because people did not have that much of capital. Individuals, they were not having that much of money to invest, and the market, the Indian market is a very big market. If you see, a lot of big population is there. So because of this huge size, the private and public both has to work together. The government has to be leading the thing, and it has to motivate the private sector to set up industry. Then the objective of equality or equity and social welfare, it was very important to achieve. So the government also has to come into the picture, because the government is interested for the public welfare. If it is setting up an industry, it is for the welfare of the people. And if we are talking about a private sector, they are interested in only profits. So these points are given here. Lack of capital with the private, the first point. Growth with social justice, this is possible only by the government. Private has to be complementary. The third point as given here, it has to be there because of the large size of the Indian market, and government is not able to take the, it cannot take the entire role. It cannot put the industrialization into picture itself only. It has to get the support of the private also. It has to bring private into the particular. So now moving on to the next slide. Industrial policy resolution. It is a package of policy. It is a comprehensive package of policy which is covering various issues related to the industrial sector in the country. Industrial policy resolution can also be called IPR as given here. It consists of various procedures, principles, rules and regulations to control the industrial sector of the or industrial enterprise of the country. So what are the different classifications which are given here? Schedule A, Schedule B and Schedule C. What does Schedule A has? It is the category, first category, industries which would be only owned by the state, that is by the government. State का मतलब यहाँ पे government से है. Schedule B में it is about the industry which will be owned by both the state and the private also. So which would be actually state would take the initiative in setting up of them, and the private will then help and supplement the efforts of the government. It will also coordinate with the government. Schedule A consists of which of the industries? There were at that time of 1956 there were 17 industries. What were those industries which were only owned by the government? They include arms, ammunitions, atomic energy, and heavy and core industries, aircraft, oil, railways, shipping, and so on. These were only reserved by the government. Then other which under Schedule B, they were industries including aluminium, mining industry, machine tools, fertilizers, etc. Then under the Schedule C, whichever industries which are not there in both the list, they are in the Schedule C, and they has to be in the private sector. The government will help them, encourage their development, but they will be actually controlled by the government, but they will be, operations will be carried on by the private individuals, that is the citizens of the country or the nationals like us. Industrial here also after this, moving on to the next slide about industrial licensing. What is a license? It is a kind of permission from the government to any industrial unit to manufacture the goods and commodities. So they give a license, is a kind of permission the government gives that you can carry on the production. So the Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951, in this the government can issue license for 3 categories: setting up of new industries, expansion of the existing ones, and diversification of products. If anyone wants to do all these things, it has to get the license from the government. Very clear. You want to set up a new industry, get the license from the government. You want to expand your industry, you want to make it bigger, you want to have more building, more machinery, you have to get the permission. You want to start the production of some new commodity. Diversification means आप जो product बना रहे हैं उसके अलावा you want to start producing something new. I'm producing bottles, now I want to produce glasses. I would have to get the permission from the government. This was the licensing. So according to this industrial licensing, no industry can be there unless and until they get a license. The more provision was given to the industries in the backward area. Like it was easier to obtain license in the backward areas for the promotion of these areas, for making them better, for improving, for modernizing the backward areas specifically. More industries will go there, more employment will be generated in those areas, people will have better opportunities in that area. So under this IPR, industrial licensing, the industries were given a provision of getting easily a license for operating in the backward areas. This is mentioned in the second point. Then license was needed even if the expansion is required or diversification, which I have already mentioned to you. So all these things were there in the industrial licensing. After this, industrial concessions. What kind of concessions were given to the industries? Concessions can be a kind of benefits, like इसको आप हिंदी में छूट बोलते हैं, किसी को छूट देना किसी तरह के, लाइक किसी को यहाँ पे जैसे मेंशन है टैक्स बेनिफिट देना, या इलेक्ट्रिसिटी गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड कर रही है तो वो लोअर टैरिफ पे प्रोवाइड कर रही है. दिस वाज available to the industries who were setting up in the backward areas. These kind of provisions, extra concessions, extra perks were given to them. So it was all in all, the word comes regional equality. There are some areas which are better, which are good areas, which are modern areas, and some are backward areas. So to bring about a regional equality in the country, the government has taken a step for the promotion of the backward areas. All in all, now moving on to the small scale industries. Small scale industries, what are these? In 1955, it was before IPR 1956, 1955, Village and Small Scale Industry Committee, that is Curve Committee, recognized the possibility of using SSI, that is small scale industry, to promote rural development. So this is very important for the development of rural areas, because it is, if we are investing in these industries, small scale industries, it has a tendency to generate more employment as compared to the other industry. Why this is so? Because mostly in these small scale industry, more number of people are employed. The heavy industries are there in the big industries, but here more labor, these are more labor intensive. Big industries, they are more capital intensive, the industries we were earlier talking about. So what is small scale industries? It is actually defined according to the this is actually defined according to the investment. Here the first point given is maximum investment allowed, it is rupees 1 crore. This is termed as small scale. If this is the limit of investment in that industry, then it is considered to be a small scale industry. Next, as I have mentioned to you, it is labor intensive, more employment it is generating. Number of products are reserved. The government has also done this provision of reserving some products only for the small scale industries, because they cannot compete with the big industries. Why? Because the machine made products, the capital intensive industry products are available at a lower cost as compared to a labor intensive small scale industry, so they won't be able to compete. The government reserved some products only for the small scale industries, so as to protect them from the large firms. So this is very important, the reservation of products. And they were also given so many concessions like low excise duty. They are given loans at a better lower rates they were given. This is all to promote them. So last point I already taken it up as a first point. So this is our small scale industries. Trade policy, import substitution policy. What is so in this after independence period, as far as our foreign policy is concerned, our foreign trade is concerned basically. So India was interested in becoming self-reliant. Means India must not depend on the other countries for food grains. For example, India should not import food grains. It should be self-reliant. It should produce the food grains to meet the requirements of the people of the country. So this point is like import substitution. Like if we are importing something, we are now substituting this thing by producing the commodity in our own country. In the first 5-year plans, in the 7 first 5-year plans, 1 to 7 5-year plans, we were actually moving towards this kind of policy, which is also known as inward policy, because we were against, trade policy is against export and import increase. We are actually promoting domestic production rather than imports. So this is, we are substitution, किसी चीज़ को किसी चीज़ से substitute करना, किसी चीज़ से फॉर एग्जांपल हम टी को कॉफ़ी से सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हैं, वैसे ही हम इंपोर्ट को डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन से सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहे हैं. सो यहाँ पे जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर वी आर इम्पोर्टिंग व्हीकल्स फ्रॉम दी फॉरेन कंट्री, डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्री वुड बी encouraged by the government to produce the vehicles in India itself. So we are doing through two things here. We are becoming self-reliant also. We are also in a way we are saving our foreign exchange, the money which we would be paying out to get those imports. We are also saving that money. It is not going outside the country also. So how did we achieve that? How the government achieved this protection from imports, you can say? This is given in points. By tariff, using tariffs, taxes. Like if we are making them expensive, if the government is increasing the tariff, the imported goods become expensive and we will not use them. They become expensive in the domestic market. Government put taxes, huge taxes, we will not buy them. Then quotas is quantity is decided that we will only import this quantity, not more than this quantity. So by limiting the quantity, we are discouraging the imports. So both are very important tools for achieving import substitution. Now we already know the reasons also, because we want to really protect our economy, we want to protect our international policies from the other nations, because more and more we are dependent on other nations, we will not be able to take full control of our international decisions. Secondly, we want to protect our foreign exchange. We have already the Britishers destroyed the country economically, and we have a risk of drain of foreign exchange reserves for importing. So we want to save that also. So this was the last slide. And if we want to really understand the entire industrial development during this period that we started with this slide, during these periods the GDP increased for the country during 1950 to 1990 because of these policies taken by the government. So new industries came into existence. Just not cotton or jute industry was there. There were other engineering goods were produced in the country during this period. Small scale industries gave a greater opportunity for the people. So this was also small scale industry we did. And then we had a good protection from the foreign competitions also. The strategy of inward looking trade strategy was very fruitful for the country, because of the lack of restrictions, domestic products were able to be there in the market, purchased by the people. All this helped the economy to become stable. Licensing, there has been positive point, there has been number of positive points also, but there could be some negative gray areas also, like because of this trade policy of import substitution, there was lack of competition in the domestic market. Products quality, they deteriorated, you can say. Yes, we can say about this also. Industrial licensing, it made so difficult for the industry to set up, new industries to come up. It was so time consuming also for the industries, because a lot of time wasted in just trying to obtain a license. So drawback of it. Then public sector, it take major responsibility, but in somehow it became ineffective also in many industries. It was in losses also. They were doing everything. The government was running the telecom industry, government was running the railway, aircraft, government was also producing modern bread. That was wrong. So everything, आप 4-5 नाव में पैर डाल के नहीं खड़े हो सकते, है ना. It is not possible. So government has taken a good role, but it was not able to pass on to the private individuals that easily. So we can say there are many positive improvements also in the industry, but there could be certain drawbacks if we talk about those drawbacks here. In this way, this might be helpful to you. It gives you a basic idea actually. This PPT about the chapter, this explanation gives you the idea about the entire chapter. So now, along with this understanding, this idea in your mind, you must go through the chapter which is given in your book Sandeep Garg. This is very important to understand that you have to go through the entire chapter also for a better understanding, and I am also advising you to go through the entire questions which are given in your book at the back. There are given MCQs, short, long, question answers, guidelines to NCERT is given there also. I have also sent you in the PDF. If you are not having the book, go through these questions. So go through it. Best of luck and keep on studying, and ask your queries also. I will be sending you a worksheet on this also. Thank you, students.